Hey guys, welcome back to my little trading setup here. We're going to be for the next 4 weeks in Peniche, Lisbon. So today, markets were a little bit more calm, right? The large caps weren't going as crazy as typical, although the open was we were seeing some nice action. However, small caps kind of coming back here a little bit with YTEN, really nice 2 million float, big activity pre-market, and that was 100% the lead gapper in the small cap space that you could pretty much guarantee that any small cap trader was looking at. This thing had a huge amount of turnover today in terms of volume. So this is the one I really want to focus on recapping today. I think there's a lot of good lessons you can pull out of this ticker, and also some good lessons on what to do and what not to do compared to based on my trades, because I absolutely butchered YTEN, which is kind of depressing because we had some good setups on it. But at the same time, it was a risky ticker. The catalyst wasn't that hot, and the flushes were mean on YTEN. I think anyone who traded it today will definitely know that. So managing your risk on this one was super, super important. Ultimately, for me, I walked away today, day trading profits, $4. And since I was watching pre-market since basically 7 a.m., that's about $1 an hour. So talk about under minimum wage today a little bit here. In other news, we were talking about change.org, maybe starting a petition for the pattern day trader rule. That would be quite ridiculous, but stay tuned for that. Do a little protest of our own in the States to get rid of the pattern day trader rule. I'll also talk about 2 more swing trades that we closed out today. So let's get ready to go to the charts now. Don't forget to drop a like. Actually, this way, if you enjoy the content, if you're totally new here, join the community. You won't forget it. Subscribe, hit that bell icon too. I'll see you next time. Off to the charts we go. Hello guys, and welcome back. So first of all, I want to apologize. I know this screen is a little bit dark here, but the extra screen or the extra light, with 4 hours in front of you just kind of makes me go a little bit crazy. It feels like I'm in an Inception movie at one point. So I decided to turn it off. Today is, a bit of a wishy-washy kind of day here. We didn't do that many trades. I didn't really feel comfortable with our lead gapper, YTEN, and ultimately we walked away with $4 profit of trading today. So a little bit ridiculous here. I want to talk about why I wasn't trading this one. I want to talk about why I was kind of wishy-washy on this one, why I was not, getting aggressive at the right times, but ultimately how I was able to manage my risk on it as well, because it was such a slippery ticker. And I'm actually kind of happy that today was a $4 green day on our day trading. We did wrap up $145 with the LMND as well, but all we did was just close out a swing trade I've had for almost 2 weeks now. So, I don't really count that. That was just part of a longer kind of setup here. Technically, we are closing the day $150 profit if you add up everything, but day trading today was just $4, and I want to focus on YTEN. That was really the one to talk about a little bit. I mean, it was the lead gapper today, and if we just kind of close our watch list here, and then we go here to the lead gappers, you can see, small caps, everything pretty much under 100 million or 50 million is a small cap in my eyes. Dollar volume, $400 million being traded today. That's very aggressive. 2 million float, really, really nice float there. I did like the fact that we were getting some small cap action in today. I mean, that's pretty exciting. Mind you, if you see here, the dollar volume on another ticker, like, I don't know, even LMND is only at 20 million today. So really, really small. So and that's a $3 million or $3 billion company, right? Or you have, let's do something even bigger. Where's Tesla hiding on here? Here's Tesla. Okay, well, this one is a little bit more crazy. Obviously, 179 billion in dollar volume. So that's really, really high. So we got 18 million here. Yeah, so this is much bigger, but also much bigger market cap, right? So yeah, I think LMND is kind of an interesting comparison because it kind of shows you that a large cap can trade much less than a company that's only $20 million. So the fact that this thing traded $400 million today, even though the market cap is $22 million, kind of shows you the turnaround on a ticker like this. That means the shares are just being constantly being traded hands, and that's what allows a ticker like this to have these explosive moves. I mean, yesterday it was down here at 4.35, and then it runs up here 8.5, and that's like 100% move. Not even that big in the small cap space. In the small cap space, I mean, the runs that we have are oftentimes a 200, 300, 400 move is not like mind-blowing. I mean, it happens from time to time, quite often actually, especially when the overall market is actually a little bit softer, so the small caps have a little bit more room to run. Let's go ahead, talk about the catalyst here for a quick second. YTEN, that 2 million float, like we said, U.S. agricultural input company. And then here's kind of the catalyst overall. So they're participating in a conference, which I gotta say, like, I've seen this kind of catalyst several times. I don't really see it ever, having that crazy of a result. So I wasn't super hot about this. Maybe I did miss something a little bit here. I don't know. Didn't really seem all too interesting. They had an increased price target catalyst, which also tends to not really be that great. I think a big catalyst that helped YTEN on a more macro scale is the fact that the whole markets didn't do too much today, right? We've had huge red days, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday we started the bounce, right? And today the bounce might be kind of teetering off. So I think large caps weren't as crazy today. I mean, they were fun to day trade and they were pretty clean patterns, but it just wasn't as hot. So people might have been, kind of focused here on YTEN because it actually, was a classic small cap, between, $2 and $7. One of those exact examples that we're typically looking for. Pre-market, this is kind of upsetting because there was an issue with my scanner and this one did not pop up my scanner first. So I missed this whole run up here. And I would have loved trying to trade these on the pullbacks here, maybe done this pullback. I don't know. I feel like I could have started off on the right foot with YTEN. Anyway, I didn't really notice this one until thankfully in the chat room, you guys, told me, Alex, YTEN, this is the one to look at. I'm like, oh my God, it is. Like, why was it not on my scanners? I fixed some settings on my scanners and now it pulled it up. So basically what the problem was actually with the scanner, let me pull it up here, edit gap scanner. I had a few fields. I've been playing around a little bit. I had a few fields like volume and there's another one that just used, 0, 0. So, I mean, well, not 0, 0, but used like, the whole range. And I think the fact that it used the whole range and it wasn't really an active filter, but at the same time, the filter was there, something must have filtered out YTEN. I couldn't figure out what it was, but so I just basically removed a few unused filters and then it popped up. So a little bit of a thing to think about. If you're not using a filter, just get rid of it because it might be messing something up in the background. So then YTE popped up, YTEN, did some research, and then I was like, okay, this one doesn't look too bad. And at the same time, this pullback here wasn't super strong, 23%. So I was thinking, okay, well, there could be a nice little break here back above VWAP. Let me see if we can get that break. I bought the pullback here, didn't work, got kind of, I pretty much, when I noticed the weakness, I got out of this one. Right before the little bit of a flush here, so that was good. Then I tried another attempt here for the breakout of VWAP, didn't happen, took a small loss on this one. This was one trade, but with a lot of like failed entries. Then I bought this pullback here, looking for that break above the 8.5 zone. We had a nice retest on VWAP with the 9-minute EMA. This is kind of unfortunate because I felt like on this trade I was losing conviction a little bit. And this could have been a huge winner. I ended up buying a little bit too soon, which is horrible, really kind of sucks. Should have been a little bit more patient, could have walked away easily, I don't know, 3, 4, 5% on this one. So this one kind of was frustrating because this was a green trade and I somehow traded it in a red. Similar setup here, this was a red to green move. I wanted to buy at like 6.65 or so, didn't get that low. So I missed that. Then it shoots up here, 20%, gets halted, big wick down. This was kind of sketchy. Then it finally, starts crawling up here, and I'm like, okay, well, this could be a setup. So I ended up trying to buy the pullback. Actually, no. Now I remember. I was like, okay, you know what? This thing flushed before. It'll probably flush again. So this is why I was a little bit cautious here, and I wanted to buy a quick pullback for a retest of VWAP, and that's exactly what happened here. So this was pretty cool trade. I did the whole trade in this one candle. This was probably like a, I don't know, 15, 20 second trade. It was very quick. Then here we had a nice little breakout, bought the pullback and sold here on the break of VWAP. This was a pretty standard pullback trade. The problem with this one is I used smaller position size. I don't know why. I think I was so sketched out with how I was trading this one. I just didn't have the confidence left in me to properly trade this with big size. So I did like a really small trade. And this was actually one of my better trades. that's just how it goes sometimes. Your smallest trade is your best trade. Similar setup here. We had a nice pullback. And then, this is just pure lack of conviction from my end, because this was actually a perfect setup. I just entered this one too soon. I wanted to enter at the 9-minute EMA, and I bought a little bit too early. Should have averaged down. Again, could have been like a 2, 3, 4% profit. So I could have walked away much more green on YTEN, taking very, very basic trades. Very simple pullback trades, back to the 9-minute EMA, looking for continuation. Just standard stuff. But I think the fact that I tried to get a little bit more aggressive pre-market, and it was causing me a lot of issues, made me a little bit less a little bit less aggressive later in the day. And that's really, or not later in the day, but after market open, that's really when I should have been a little bit more aggressive with those pullbacks. But yeah, it is what it is. Luckily I'm not walking away red, but I feel like kind of, I don't know, I left a lot of money on the table today. So it's kind of a little disheartening on that front. Very quickly, LMND. This was a swing trade that we closed out. Nothing really too interesting, but at the same time, we started buying this one as we were reaching the IPO price. I was looking for that bounce. I took a starter size here with the plan to average down if we broke 49, which we did. Started averaging down in this territory. Didn't get my full position size. Wanted like 100, maybe even a little bit more than that position size. Like 110, 120, and then we broke back above the 50, and I pretty much sold on the 9-minute EMA. So pretty straightforward move here, nothing too fancy. And honestly, I could have probably held this one a little bit longer. My long-term goal was to actually sell here at like closer to 53. So ultimately, if I just held here a little bit longer, we could have walked away with a little bit more profit. But oh well, I'm pretty happy with this trade overall, and I'm definitely not complaining about it. We also really quickly here, we sold our Sono trade today, our Sono swing trade. Just so many swing trades today, and I think today's a really good day to kind of take some profits. You can see here, we, on the dip here at 12.5, I've been talking about this trade forever. I wanted that, 12.5 zone. We bought the 12.5, could have probably been a little bit more aggressive, and then I sold here on the 9 EMA retest. Very simple trading today, guys. No rocket science here. We sold it on the retest of VWAP. Could have probably held it a little bit longer, but I had a feeling this thing was gonna flush at one point, because I already had this kind of failed double top here, and I wasn't really convinced. I thought we were gonna flush at VWAP, so I was happy to get out of this one. And I would love to buy back Sonos. Anything below $12, I'm gonna be doing a large size on this one. I like Sonos overall as a ticker. So those are two swing trades that we closed out today, both of which I would buy back. And then I think some really good lessons on YTEN. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That pretty much wraps up this recap video. It's a little bit shorter. It's very, very kind of simple day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, join the community. It's an absolute blast, and I would love to have you there. And I think everyone would love to have you join. More brains, the better. See you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.